that I can't read them all. You can say hi. And if you have a favorite kind of train, let me know what it is. Hi, Misha. Hi, Abul. Hi, Yuval. Hi, Vivek. I see some familiar faces. Hi, Ira. Hi, Harshnika, Julian, Matilda, and Yannick. Hi, Aiden from Memphis. Hi, CFJ. Hi, Johan. Hi, Vihan and Mira and Tanya. Hi, Lucas. Hi, Vaishnavi. Hi, Urvi. Oh, Vihan. Hi, Jill and Jazzy. Harjan, you like high-speed trains. Cool. Hi, Nithik. Hi, Aditi from India. Thanks for joining us. Oh, Tom is the train. He's fun. Hello. Hi, G10. Oh, someone has a train to show me. If you have a train in your house that you want to bring, hold it up. You can do that if you want to, if you have a toy train or something. Hi. Oh, someone's from Detroit. Me too. Oh, subway trains. They're cool. You go under the road on a subway. Hi, Virat. Hi, Lily and Maddox. Hi, Mason. Hi, someone's from California. Hi, Aria from Oklahoma. Hello. Hi, Missy. Someone likes high-speed trains. Naisha's here. Oh, you guys like to ride high-speed trains. How cool. Hi, Isa. Hello, everybody. Okay, we've got a lot of friends here from all around the world. Some of us know a lot about trains. Anybody out there that feels like they're a train expert? They know a lot of stuff about trains? Anybody who doesn't know too much, but you want to find out more? We've got some of both. I'm glad you were in my last class too. Yes, I see some friends that I've seen before, and I see some brand new friends, and I'm glad to have all of you. Hi, Avi. So, we're going to talk about trains, and today here, we're at my train station. Now, there are all kinds of trains, way too many kinds of trains for me to talk about all in one class. Wow, it looks like a lot of you have been on a train before. That's cool. Raise your hand if that's you, if you've ridden on a train, any kind of train. Cool. Raise your hand if you've never ridden on a train. No. My daughter's never ridden on a train either. You're not the only one. There were others who had never ridden on a train, and that's all right. Depending on where you live, sometimes there are more trains or not as many trains for you to ride on. But today, I wanted to tell you about 3 kinds of trains that run on tracks that look like this. Do you see the train tracks behind me? Here they are. All these train tracks. Make a train track with your hands. Trains can only run on the tracks. Sometimes they go straight, sometimes they turn, sometimes they go windy or around. But trains can only go on the tracks. And the trains we're going to talk about today have wheels on one side and wheels on the other side. And the wheels line up on the tracks right here. See how the tracks have 2 sides? They line up on the track and they roll along, but they have to stay on the tracks. There are 3 kinds we're going to talk about. Steam engines, they roll on these tracks. Gasoline trains, they roll on these tracks. And electric trains, they roll on these tracks too. And yes, Unique, they are parallel. They have to stay the same distance apart. So you guys can go ahead and vote. Which train at my train depot do you want to see first? Do you want to see the steam engine, the gasoline train, or the electric train? Let's see. Wonder which one we're going to pick. They're all cool, and they kind of look alike, but they run very different ways. Now, keep in mind, these train tracks can run all over. They can run up mountains. They can run down into valleys. They can even go across a bridge. But the trains have to stay on the track. If they fall off, we would have a serious problem. All right, electric train is the winner. So we are going to head to the electric trains. Come with me. And here we go. Now, it's snowy by this electric train. Here's our electric train. And I want you to look up. Do you guys see up? Way up tall, there are wires. They're electricity wires. Raise your hand if you've ever turned on a light switch in your house. You go flip, and the lights turn on. Flip, and the lights turn off. Electricity comes through wires into your house. Some of you are thinking, I don't think I have those wires outside. In some places, the wires run under the ground, but the electricity still comes through wires into your house. Raise your hand if you've ever seen those wires up above outside. Has anybody ever seen them? You have? Cool. Now, this train, it gets electricity from the wires. Just like your light switches. You have a lot of those trains in Japan, Kai? Cool. Thanks for telling me. Yes, it gets electricity from the wires. So it has to have an arm. Let me see your arm. Has to have an arm that goes up and grabs the wire. Can you grab the wire? And it slides along on the wire. So the electricity goes in here, goes down the arm, and into the train. It's kind of like a zip line, if you've ever been on a zip line. If the train arm went down, put your train arm down, boop, down, the train would have to stop because the electricity is what makes it go. So it has to hold on to the wire to get its electricity and slide along. Now, someone said it looks kind of like a ski lift. It's not a ski lift. It does kind of look like that. It's just the wires for the train. Now, you notice how the train has a lot of arms. It doesn't just have one arm. It has several arms on every single car. It has to get a lot of electricity to help it run back and forth. Now, in case there were an electricity problem, has anybody ever had the power go out at their house? That happens at my house sometimes. The electricity stops working. In case there were an electricity problem, most of these trains have a diesel backup. And that means they have diesel fuel. That's the same thing that runs trucks. So if they had an electricity problem, they could use the diesel to get them where they were going. Now, these trains, you can kind of think of it, they have double tracks. Make the tracks for the wheels. They have to follow the track for their wheels and grab onto the wire with your train arm. They have to follow the wire. If they get off the wire or if they get off the tracks, they cannot go anywhere and they're in trouble. Do you guys want to see? You want to see how these look when they're moving? You can nod your head or say no thanks. You do? Okay, lots of you said you do. So let's take a look and see, how they look when they're moving. Wow, here they go. All right, let's see. They go along. Oops, it's taking it a second to think. Thank you for being patient. Come on, train. We want to see you. There they go. All right, look, you guys. 2 of them are going to have to pass. They have to stay on their tracks so they won't have a bump. They're zooming along. Notice they're holding onto the wire. Grab the wire. The wire even goes through the tunnel with them. It's holding onto the wire the whole way because it gets its electricity from the wire. You can see from the top. See those arms that come up and grab the wire? Has arms all along there. There they are. Watch, the arms going up. It's going to grab on so that it can get its electricity. See the wheels going? It's going to show you how the wheels work. This is pretty cool. There they go. All right, the wheels have all these little pieces. And they're going to click together, and then it helps the wheels turn. Turn the wheels with me. There they go. They turn really fast. The electricity from up here gives power to the wheels and makes them turn. Electric trains are pretty cool. There's the steering wheel. Now, I forgot to tell you this. The first person, I want to show you one more thing. Do you guys want to see what it looks like inside the engine? Anybody feeling like you want to peek inside the engine? All right, let's pretend. Who's going to be the engineer? The engineer, can you say engineer with me? Engineer drives the train and knows how to fix it. Anybody want to be our engineer? Okay, perfect. You be the engineer. Can you pop open the engine for me? Let's see what it looks like. Whoa, look at all those little pieces. A lot's happening inside the engine. They go tick, 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 tick. Can you do that with me? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. All of those little up, downs are turning the wheels. Every time they go up, down, it makes the wheel go around. So take your hand and go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down in a circle. That's what's happening in the engine of the train, turning the wheel around and around and around and around. All those little pieces have to work together with the electricity. Grab your electric wire, and they have to turn the wheels. That's pretty cool. Who thinks the electric train was pretty cool? And one day you might like to go for a ride on an electric train. There are electric trains that you can ride today. Now, they have been around for about 200 years. That's older than me. That's older than you. That's older than your mom and dad, your grandma. 200 years is pretty old. We've had them for a long time. Most of them go about the same speed as your car when your car is driving on the highway, about 60 to 70 miles an hour. But some of them can go 200 miles an hour. That's faster than the fastest car. That's pretty cool. So this was our electric train. And remember, it's been around for a long time and it can go pretty fast. You could ride on one of these today in many places where you live. A few people, no problem if you're late, a few people told me that they've been on an electric train. Has anybody ever been on an electric train where you looked up and you could see the wires? Most countries have electric trains, and you just have to look for the wires. That's how you know. So next time you see a train and you want to know if it's electric, where should you look? Look up and see if you see the arms holding on to the wires. Okay, let's see, the gasoline train or the steam engine? It's all right if you've never been on an electric train. Next time you see a train, look up and see if it's electric. See if you can see those wires up there. All righty, it's looking like we are going to take a look at the steam engine next. So come with me. There's a steam engine. Do you see that? Everything that looks like smoke coming out, it's really steam. Steam is hot, hot, hot water. Now, up at the top where it's black, that's actually smoke. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. Steam engines have been around for a super long time. I want to make sure I don't get it wrong, so I'm double checking. Almost 400 years. So the electric train was old, but the steam engine is way older. And do you want to hear something funny? The first steam engine, and the engineers were so proud of it. They were so happy. Like, yes, we finally built a train. It was the first train ever. And they decided to let the train go in a race with the horse. And guess who won? The train or the horse? You can type your guess in the chat. The engineers were so excited. They got their horse, they got their new train, and guess who won? The horse, you guys. The horse was faster than the train. And the engineers said, "Oh, brother, we were so proud of this new train we built, but it turned out a horse could go faster than the train." It was still good that they had the train, though, because a train can pull a lot of heavy, heavy stuff, and it doesn't get tired. It just chugs and chugs and chugs and chugs along. A horse gets tired. So the engineers were still feeling pretty proud of their steam engine. Now, a steam engine makes the noise that we all think of when we hear a train. Can you guys do it with me? It goes chugga, 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 chugga. That's a steam engine sound. And that sound you're hearing is partly from the steam poofing out, and it's partly from the wheels going around and around and around and around. A steam engine also has a whistle. Make a whistle with your arm. And the whistle goes choo, choo. That whistle is from the steam escaping through a whistle. The steam actually makes it whistle. Now, there are no steam engines around anymore for a few reasons. One, the coal makes a big mess. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Do you see all that black smoke coming out the top? People didn't really like that too much. It's not too good for the environment, and it's really messy. The engineers got all dirty from it. Now, second of all, They're not around because they're kind of slow. But they've been around for so long that there are some museums around the world. There's a museum near me called the Henry Ford Museum, and it has a bunch of these steam engines that you can see at the museum. So if you're interested in seeing a steam engine, ask your grown-ups, and maybe they'll help you find one close to you, all right? Let's see a little bit how the steam engine works. Steam is hot, hot, hot water. Has anybody ever eaten noodles? Anybody like noodles or pasta? When you're gonna make noodles, you take a pot of water and it boils. It gets hot, hot, hot. Make your hands bubble with me. It starts to bubble, 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 and it makes steam. Next time a grown-up's boiling a pot of water for noodles, look, up above it, there will be a little poof of steam. And that's hot, hot water that turned to gas. Wait till you see how that steam makes the train go. It's pretty crazy. I'm going to show you a model first that shows us how it works. This is not a real train, but it will show us. So here we have a little fire. You have to light the fire to get the steam engine to work. It's going to light the fire and watch. It will make steam. In a steam engine, the fire is made of coal. Coal is the same thing you might use to light a grill. Now, it's lighting up. And it's heating, getting hot, hot, hot. It bubbles. The steam goes through the tube and it pushes, push, 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 push. Do you see how the steam is pushing the arm that's turning the wheel? It's over there. Can you do that? The steam goes push, 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 push. And as it pushes, it turns the wheel. The fire makes it get hot water, hot, hot, hot. Turns to steam, and the steam goes push, push. It works kind of like this. Can you guys do that? Blow like that? Go. That's how the steam works. It's like little puffs of hot air that push, push, pushes the arm, which turns the wheel. It's pretty cool. Let's see what it looks like in a real steam engine. Now, this friend here is our engineer. He has to light the fire. See that fire he's got? Inside his hole, there's coal. It's going to get so hot. It's really hot. Look at that. I don't think I'd want that job. It looks a little dangerous. Now it's going to get hot, 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 hot. Whoa, look how hot it is. Heat up the water and it makes steam. Let's see how it looks when it's going. Watch, the extra steam is going to pour out the sides. Smoke from the fire goes out the top, and the steam pours out the sides as it pushes. Can you do that with me? Remember, the steam goes, and it pushes the wheels around by blowing, pretty much. And that's how steam engines work. They also have to run on the tracks, but they don't have a wire up above like the electric train. That's pretty cool. Let's see our last one. Yes, they have to have a fire to go, Emmanuel. And yes, Israel said the steam happens when you make tea too. Pretty cool. We've got one more kind of train to see. Anybody think this was their favorite so far? Who thought the steam engine was the coolest so far, their favorite train? And who thought the electric, where you had to slide on the wire, was the coolest so far? Yeah, they're both pretty cool. Remember, the steam engine is really old. The first steam engine was slower than a horse. Now, the next one we're going to see is actually pretty slow too, which is kind of funny because this train, the gasoline train, is actually powered by gasoline, just like your mom and dad's cars or any grown-up you know. This train has a great big gas tank. The engineer has to put the gas in, glug, 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 glug. It fills up the gas tank, and the gas runs the train. Yes, Roj, I think in Polar Express it is a steam train. The gasoline train, though, drives about the same speed as a car, slowly along a road. It doesn't go very fast, but it can go for a long, long time. Its wheels go around the same way. Can you make the wheels go? And it has to stay on the track. Make the track. but it uses gas. Glug, 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 glug. Can you guys glug? Glug, glug, glug. It doesn't have to use the electricity, and it doesn't have to puff, 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 use steam. Instead, it glug, 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 uses gas. The engine in the train works almost exactly the same as the engine in your car. Let's see how it works. So the gas comes in. This is what a train engine looks like, a gasoline train engine. The gas comes in one side. It gets all spun up and heated up. See how it shoots out fire because it got so hot it made fire? And then the hotness, the heat, turns the wheels. It gives it heat power, gasoline power. So inside the train, it's getting so hot that it actually sets the gas on fire. And that heat power is what turns the wheels of the train. They turn just the same way as the other wheels. But the steam train, there they go around, turn them just like with your arms. Train wheels have arms that move the wheel along, around and around and around and around. They all get moved by something. The gasoline train gets moved by glug, glug, glug gas that gets so hot it moves the arms. The steam train gets moved by hot steam, hot water that moves the arms. And the electric train gets moved by electricity that moves the train arms. Remember, inside the electric engine, it was going move, 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 all from the electricity. And yes, there are lots more kinds of trains. And if you need to use the restroom, just check with your grown-up. There are lots more kinds of trains. But today, we didn't have time to talk about all of them. Before we go, though, I wanted to tell you a few other things about trains. All right? Let's review what we knew so far. So first of all, we saw 3 kinds of trains. We saw, oh, that's a great question. Someone just asked, and I'll answer it in 1 second. We saw the steam engine that went puff, puff, puff. It had a coal fire, and it made steam, and the steam moved it along, moved the arms. Someone asked me how old the gasoline train was. We had the gasoline train. It had glug, glug, glug gas that got hot, 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 and it moved the train arms. Remember, they all have to stay on the track. The gasoline train is the newest of all. Thanks for checking. The newest of all. It's 70 years old, which might be about the same age as your grandma or grandpa. 70 years old. That's how long the gasoline train has been around. Now, the steam engine, it was the oldest, remember? It lost a race to a horse, that old steam engine. The gasoline train's new, and it glugs the gas. Then the other one we saw was the electric train. Can you hold on to the electric train wire? It had to get its electricity from the wire, just like the lights in your house. Yes, they sometimes use diesel fuel too. So let's think about this for a second. The electric train didn't have a fire in it, but the other 2 did. The steam engine had a coal fire that heated up the water to go, and the gasoline one, glug, glug, glug. It had a fire in it too. And some people are saying, if there's a fire inside the train, how come the train doesn't blow up? What's the problem? The engineers who built the train built it so specially that there is a special metal piece all around the fire so that the fire cannot escape. The fire is in what's called the engine of the train. Say it with me. The engine. That's where the fire is. And it's built specially so the fire cannot escape and burn up any other part of the train. All the other cars behind it can carry different things. Some carry cargo. Say it with me. Cargo. They might be carrying rocks or stones. They might be carrying lumber, wood to build something. They might be carrying food or all kinds of other things. They're called freight trains or cargo trains. And I want to show you, they fit a ton of stuff on freight trains. Look at this freight train, a cargo train. It's carrying supplies somewhere. Some they carry oil or gasoline. Sometimes they carry even animals like horses or sheep to a farm. They stack up. Look how high this is stacked. So it can carry way more than a truck. It's stacked up so high with so much cargo. Type in chat and let me know. What do you think is going to be in this train? What do you think it's carrying? Maybe it's something fun. What do you think it's carrying in those? Oh, you have gasoline trains where you live. Cool. Anybody have an idea what it's carrying in all those cargo boxes? Look at all of them. So much cargo. You guys think food, oil, maybe an animal, rocks. Could be carrying anything in there. It could be carrying furniture. Even some trains carry cars to the place where the cars are going to get sold. Books. Could be carrying all kinds of things. Businesses use cargo trains, freight trains, to move things around. Now, there's another kind of train, and this could be an electric train, a gasoline train, not a steam engine anymore. They're too old. They're gone. It's so long, Mason says. That's a lot. It is strong. That engine can carry so many supplies. Now, some trains carry people. They're called passenger trains. Have any of you ever been on a passenger train? It could be gas or electric, but it has windows. See all the windows going by? That's how we know that it's a passenger train carrying people. Some of you have been on passenger trains? Yeah, it's got all those windows. Maybe people are going on vacation. Maybe people are going to work on the train. It's pretty cool. Now, I want to show you my favorite train job. How many of you live somewhere where there's a lot of snow? If you live where there's a lot of snow, sometimes there are snow plow trains. It's really funny. Wait till you see. Watch what the train does. It knocks all that snow out of the way. Some trains are special snow plow trains, and they come so fast with a big plow on the front, and they just swoosh all the snow out of the way, so that the other trains, it looks like I'm going to get covered with snow, so that the other trains can come through on the track and have a clear place to go. So you guys, we've talked a ton about trains today. I'll let the snow keep plowing behind me. We learned about electric trains that run on electricity. They can go very fast. We also learned about steam engines. They're very old, and they're powered by hot water. We also learned about a gasoline train, glug, 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 that's powered by gas, just like your grown-up's car. So let's take a look now and see how much you've learned. If you have another question for me, type it in the chat and I'll do my best to answer it. I'm going to help you with your questions too, to see just how smart you are. This train is powered by water. Remember, hot water goes.
Steam engine.
Is it a steam engine, a gasoline train, or an electric train? Someone says, I heard that some trains have beds. Passenger trains, the one with all the windows, can have a whole section called a sleeper car. And that's the one that has beds. If you go on a very long journey, you can sleep in the sleeper car. Yes, the steam engine is powered by water. The steam engine is the oldest train, and it's almost 400 years old. Great questions. This kind of train is powered by electricity. Is it a steam engine, a gasoline train, or an electric train? It's pretty cool. Remember, it hangs on that special electric line. Varshini, I'm sorry, I don't know the first person's name who created a train, but we can look that up. Someone else knew it, I think. Maybe they'll say it in chat for us. Yes, that's the electric train. Good job, guys. All right, we've got a couple more questions. You guys were good listeners. You're going to be expert engineers. This train is George Stevenson, Shamila is telling us. This train is powered by gasoline. Is it the steam engine, the gasoline train, or the electric train? Remember, that's just like your grown-up's car. Glug, glug. It burns up the gasoline. Yes, it's a gasoline train. Good job, guys. All right, we've got one more question for you to see just how much you learned about trains. This is the oldest train. Remember, it lost a race to a horse. The steam engine, the gasoline train, or the electric train? Which one is the oldest train? You guys knew it, the steam engine. Remember, the horse and the steam engine raced and the horse was faster. Now, before you go, I want to know, which was your favorite train? I think we've got a question for it. It'll pop up. Which was your favorite? Steam engine, gasoline train, or electric train? Ness, you must know a lot about trains. You've seen an active train. Well, Julian, before we say goodbye, though, I want you to know there are so many other kinds of trains. There are subway trains that go underneath. There are what we call light rail trains. They don't go very far. They take people back and forth to work. Oh, your name says Ness on Zoom, so you can tell me what it is. There are magnetic trains, monorail trains, so many other kinds of trains. So maybe another day we'll be able to talk about more. Metro trains, yes. Indio, nice to hear your name. There are underground trains, Simone, yes. But today we only got to talk about 3. So maybe another day we'll get to talk about more. You guys, most people like the electric train, and the steam engine and the gasoline train were pretty closely tied. So awesome, guys. Thanks for coming. Are there trains that don't go on tracks? Last question I'm going to answer, no. All trains have tracks, but some trains have different kinds of tracks. Maybe we can talk about that another day. That'll be fun. All right. See you guys soon. Thanks for coming to learn about trains with me. Goodbye.